Hi everyone, welcome back to Bible Believer Ministry. In this video, I'll tell you about my experience, how I asked God for a do-over. You know when you have a lot of people around you who are doubtful of supernatural experiences, or people are telling you that God doesn't exist, everything that you do is because of this, or they'll tell you about the universe, but then again will tell you God does not exist, Jesus doesn't exist. I'm very open about my faith. I'm very open about, my beliefs. So I asked God for a do-over. Let me tell you something. It doesn't hurt if you don't understand something or you feel some type of way. It doesn't hurt for you to go to God and tell him, to clarify it with you. So that's what I did. It was a Monday. I had a big talk with God. It was a Monday. After our big talk, I was driving to work. As I was driving to work, it was around 6 a.m. because I started my shift at 7, but I would see patients. I would do the blood sugar and the blood pressure before I get to my regular shift. So it was raining the whole night. As I was driving, and I was almost to my patient's house, and there was a big flooding in the area. So I looked down, I looked on the ground, and I saw the yellow line. I'm like, okay, then that's not deep. Little did I know, 6 a.m. in the morning, it's dark. So that means, I didn't even think that it could have been that the water was clear enough for me to see all the way down. So I started driving. I didn't back out. I started driving. As I was driving, the water got, on my shield. The water was up to my, my windshield. I freaked out a little bit. I'm looking behind me. I'm seeing water, and in front of me there's water. I'm in the middle. I kept driving. As I got to the left side of the road, I got on the sidewalk. When I got on the sidewalk, it was easy for me to do it because of the water. Because of the water, so it was easy for me to get on the sidewalk. I got out the car. As I got out the car, I saw that there was a lot of water. That's all I could say. It was higher than the sidewalk. So I heard God said, get back in the car, drive forward. I didn't rebuke it. I didn't say, no, I'm not going. I'm just going to stay here. No. And I didn't have a choice anyways. But I didn't rebuke what I heard. So I got back in the car. As I got back in the car, as I was driving, I got in the middle of the road and my car died. All the lights came up. Every single light in the car came up. So I couldn't drive anymore. So I stopped. And I freaked out to the point where I called my mom. I started crying. I'm like, Mom, I don't know what to do. Da, 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 da. And then after I hung up, I called the nurse that I was supposed to relieve at my regular job. I called her. I'm like, hey, I'm going to run late. This is what is going on. She's like, oh, call 911. So I called 911, okay? When you're freaked out, you will call God last. I was still talking to him, but it was like everything else was, going in and out of my mind. So I called 911. I made sure I told them, where I was. I was right in front of an apartment. I told them where I was, and I made sure I told the lady, listen, you need to tell them to bring, a truck or something because the water is really high. Guys, there were so many cars on the road, okay? So many cars, their battery died, their engine and stuff. As I was waiting, I started talking to God. I'm like, listen, I don't even know why I'm freaking out. You're my Father, you're my God, you're my provider. I'm like, and that was all the time I had just started a YouTube channel. I'm like, I just started a channel for you. It is not my channel, it is yours. I'm like, don't let the enemy laugh at me, okay? Don't let him laugh at me. I'm like, I have you. In the position I am right now, you are the only one who can get me out. Also, I don't have the money for a tow truck. So I started having a conversation with him. So about 5 to 10 minutes, okay, started getting, the sun started to rise. And I was looking to my right, and there was a white car coming. And the white car, there was three men pushing the car. And I pulled out my window and I said, who would have thought this? I don't even think the men heard me. Like, I don't even think they heard me. And one of them came to me. Let me tell you, there was a lot of cars, like front, back, a lot of cars, like couldn't go past. Unless you had a big truck, you couldn't, like your car would stop in the middle of the road. That's how deep the water was. And he said, put your car in neutral. The first man who came to me, his name was Gilbert. He's like, put your car on neutral and I'm going to push your car. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, thank you, Jesus. So I started praising God. So he started pushing the car. Like, I had it on neutral, started pushing the car. About like, let's say 5 minutes of pushing the car, he was tired and we caught up with the two other ones who were still pushing the white car. The second one who came to me was Osman. The third one was Desmond. I asked their name because this was a miracle and I'm happy I asked for their name. I will tell you why. So Osman and Desmond, Gilbert went to rest, and Osman and Desmond, they came and started pushing the car, and they pushed it to us to until we were past the water. Guys, my heart, like I was like, God, it's only you, because they bypassed so many other cars they could have helped, and they helping me. I was like, God, it's only you. So when we were past, where the flooding was, and I asked them for them, I'm like, thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you so much. I asked them for their number. I got their number. And I remember as I was driving, going to the lady for her blood sugar before I get to work, the car stopped with me about twice. I had to go up a hill. I couldn't go up the hill. The car stopped with me twice. And then after that, the car stopped with me again. All my lights were still on. My engine light was still on. And I got to work late. On Tuesday, my engine light was still on. Okay? My engine light was still on until I believe Wednesday. And I still drove with that car to work, back and forth. I still drove with that car. I didn't have to take it to the dealership for them to fix anything. Until now, my car is still working fine. And that was December 2019. I didn't take the car to the dealership until January 2020. No, actually February 2020. Yeah, I didn't take my car until then. My car's still working fine, no problem. Engine light turned off after like 3 days. Why is this so important to me, and why am I telling you guys this story? It's because I want you to trust God. In your situation, you have to trust Him. I asked Him for a do-over and He gave it to me. Why? Gilbert, okay? When you take the first letter of each one of them, okay? When you take the first letter of each one of them, you have Gilbert, then you have Osman, and you have Desmond. Gilbert with a G, Osman with an O, Desmond with a D. Gives you what? Gives you God. I wrote down, I went and looked for the definition, the meaning of their name in the Bible. So Osman means godly protection. Desmond means gracious protector and defender. Gilbert means bright pledge, noble youth. Gilbert means bright pledge, noble youth. We did a do-over. It wasn't like I didn't know God did not exist. I just wanted Him to give me confirmation, to give me affirmation. That's what I wanted from Him. And I did it with an open mind. I said, okay, He doesn't exist. Okay, He doesn't exist. Let's see what is going to bring me. Let's see the experience He's gonna, what is gonna have me go through for me to see that He's there. And there are so many other ones, but this one, for me to find these three men, and they came in order: Gilbert, Osman, Desmond. God showed up. God, I didn't have to take a tow truck. 911 didn't get there on time. I still made it to work. I made it to both of my jobs. And also I went to work the next day. And I did not have to change my engine or my battery or do any of that. The water was up to my windshield. Like, the water was up to my, who else? Who else could have done that? to some people, it'll be, oh, it's a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences. And for all these events to line up the way they did, it was God and God only. Trust God in your situation. Don't just believe that you can make it on your own. God, yes, He wants you to be strong. He wants you to be courageous. But at the same time, He wants you to trust Him. He's a father after all. And as a father, He wants you to rely on Him because He can see years ahead. He can see hours ahead, minutes ahead that you cannot see. So trust God in your situation. Trust the Most High. And that's why He sent His Son anyways. For you to have, a better understanding of how things work. So God bless you. Keep the faith going. Trust God in everything. Put Him in all your situations, good and bad. Praise Him in advance. God bless you.